Are you ready?
I'm ready. Are you ready?
I'm ready. Sister Bettina.
What on?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Her Side of the Ruck. I'm Tash.
I'm Bernice.
And we're not pundits.
We're just two women who know what a ruck is.
Do you know what? It's so nice to say that in person.
Yeah.
Rather than with a slight delay over Zoom.
We're actually two women in Cape Town.
We are two women in Cape Town. It's been
Yeah.
such a great trip so far, and it will peak on Saturday when we're going to go watch the DHL Stormers play Leicester Tigers. I've already seen some of the Christmas colours walking around the V&A area. I've already shouted my lungs off saying Tigers, and basically any location that I can find. It's been a great trip so far. We've been to Stellenbosch, wining and dining. We're going to be having a lot of steak and hopefully meeting some of you if you're based in Cape Town, or if you're a Tigers fan that's travelled, or just generally a rugby fan and you find yourself here. We'll be there on Saturday at the DHL Stadium, so come and say hi to Her Side of the Ruck. But on this episode, we are going to preview that match in round 4 of the Investec Champions Cup. But before we preview that match, let's talk about the matches that both of these two teams are coming off, starting with the home side of the Stormers. Unbeaten in the United Rugby Championship, and we thought they were going to remain unbeaten when they played Harlequins at the Stoop last weekend. However, Quins came out with a bang.
It was all going so well until it didn't.
It imploded almost, didn't it? Like, it was like, the Stormers didn't score for about 60 minutes.
Yeah.
I was shooketh.
Yeah. I think, it was a very disappointing match for the Stormers, especially seeing how well they performed throughout the whole season. They were unbeaten for 10 consecutive matches, and then boom, played Harlequins away.
Who have not been on good form so far in the 25-26 season, by the way.
Yeah, and I think when you looked at the team sheet, yes, the Stormers didn't bring the strongest side, but it was still a strong side.
Yeah, Stormers have got a lot of depth. Like, we've been talking about this a lot on the show. John Dobson is being really strategic in how he's building that squad depth and rotating his squad, because he's clearly taking seriously the Investec Champions Cup and the URC this season.
Yeah, and you can tell by the Stormers' performance that
100%.
That he is intentional about his selections and intentional about the performances. And I think the only match that the Stormers played really poorly was against the Lions prior to this weekend.
And clutched a win.
But I think it was not a good performance. John Dobson described it as a poor performance, and he said that he wanted at least 1 point from the match, which is...
I don't think that's an unreasonable expectation of your team, given how the season's unfolded.
Especially, and even thinking that, he wants 1 point, so seeing how they've been performing, how Harlequins have performed throughout the season, that's not an impossible request to make.
It's a bonus point.
Yeah, and he's not even saying he wants the win, which, would have continued their winning record. He just wanted 1 point so that they could go past the round of 16.
Yeah.
And so I think they were very disappointed. Some of the Stormers players have mentioned to you that they were disappointed.
Well, I was on the same flight as some of the DHL Stormers. They were really lovely guys. I clocked a couple of them because my dad bought me a lounge pass for Christmas, which was so nice. And I was sipping on red wine and cheese and biscuits before I flew out, flying out in style. And I saw a couple of them and I thought, what are the chances of us getting the same flight? And there weren't that many direct flights from London Heathrow to Cape Town. And then I saw a couple of them as we were about to board the flight, and I went over and I just said, hi, do you mind if I have a photo? And they were like, oh, are you a Stormers fan? I went, no.
If you can't tell by the accent.
I'm a Leicester fan, but I'm really excited to come and watch you guys. And I was like, oh, how did you find England? They were like, the Quins resort wasn't the best. Like, they even admitted it themselves. Like, they were really nice about everything.
Yeah.
But it just seemed like they didn't turn up for 60 minutes. And then, they score and they get back in it. But as soon as they score, Quins then went on to score. Like, how Quins played at the weekend is not how we've seen them play really at all this season. The only other match that I was impressed by Harlequins this season was against Saracens in the Gallagher Prem.
Yeah.
But that's a North London team versus a technically the Stoop is not a London postcode, but it's still like the two London teams. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But Harlequins turned up. Marcus Smith was amazing. But in that match, Smith was good. Luke Northmore was good. There's so many standouts from Quins on that. Normally, it's the other way around where you're talking about the Stormers in the URC and how good and how impressive they've been this season. And in the Investec Champions Cup, they beat Bayonne in France. They beat La Rochelle at home. They made La Rochelle look... It blew them out of the water, effectively.
Yeah.
Sasha Feinberg and Kobus Reinach were kind of the playmakers in a situation like that, specifically Sasha. So, okay, I know Sasha wasn't in the team that weekend, but given the rotation of where Stormers were, you would think, this is a team that could be a low-performing team in the Prem at the minute. But look, guess you don't underestimate Quins. And they had been given a kick up the backside, so to speak, with their performance. So, tough one. I think they'll come out with a bang, though, against Leicester this weekend.
It's a shame, isn't it? Because I felt like the Stormers had a really good chance of performing really well and going really far in the Investec Champions Cup.
And now the pools have changed.
Yeah, and it's really the first year that I felt like, okay, South African team can actually make it past the quarterfinals and the round of 16. And
because if you've got if you've got a home quarterfinal or a home semi-final, there are incredibly high chances of you making that final. But given they didn't come away with anything, it's a long way to go. It's a long flight. Even though we flew overnight, you can sleep and stuff. It's still a long flight. You land and you can't. I mean, we hit the ground running, but we were going to wine and dine in Stellenbosch, not go play rugby.
We went
to the beach. Exactly. Splitting the G.
Yeah.
Which you did better than me, which is really poor form from me, given as a regular Guinness drinker that I am. Anyway.
So embarrassing.
Anyway, back onto the rugby. It's a tough situation to be in, but I think you expected a bit more from the Stormers, and I think we will see that this weekend.
Definitely, and I think it was disappointing because the Stormers were doing so well and they were on their way to get their 11th consecutive win, and I used to joke and say that the Stormers will probably only get their first loss in... The Stormers will probably only get their first loss against the Sharks at DHL. So, but the loss came a little bit earlier
than expected.
So,
yeah. I think John Dobson will have had some strong words in Stormers camp this weekend. And maybe, I don't know, maybe they struggled with the weather. The UK weather is freezing. Someone messaged me from back home and said, I'm so jealous that you're in Cape Town because I woke up and it was -4 degrees here. So, I know, and the Leicester boys spoke in post-match press after the Bayonne game saying, we are really looking forward to the warmth and the sunshine in Cape Town. And we've had a look at some of their Instagram stories and it looks like they're having a good time. So
at the beach.
At the beach. I mean, what's not to like about a beautiful, sunny January in Cape Town? Tigers, though. They've had a crazy kind of past 5 years. Lots of different head coaches, lots of different number 10s. You've had George Ford, Andre Pollard. Yeah. But for me, the signing of the season, I know I'm biased in saying this as a Tigers fan, it is Billy Searle. Billy Searle has been at 10 different clubs in 10 years. And he's been asked about that in several interviews. But he's made it very clear how happy he is at Leicester, how much he wants to stay at the club, put roots down in the East Midlands, and he is playing some phenomenal rugby. Hat-trick from him, 2 try assists in the Bayonne game. He's been fantastic in the Gallagher Prem. One of the matches that I was at, Leicester playing Bath Rugby, he slotted the clutch penalty for them to win by 1 to 2 points. He is a big playmaker for Tigers.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting because the teams haven't been released yet, so we're still not sure who
at the time of recording this.
I think John Dobson will put out his stronger side. They're back at home. The Stormers take, not that other teams don't, but I feel like the Stormers take a lot of pride in playing at home.
Sure.
And I think John Dobson will take this loss very hard and he'll probably had a lot of tough conversations throughout the week, and yeah, he mentioned that it was a very poor performance from the Stormers. So he's obviously not a happy man. The Stormers are disappointed in their performance. So I think they'll be playing for pride, but also, yeah, like I said, I think they just take a lot of pride in playing in front of their home crowd, which is, I think it's an amazing thing. But I think Sasha will be back in the squad, and
I agree.
Kobus Reinach. I think in the weekend prior to that match, so when they played the Bulls, we were here and we watched that match. But I think Kobus Reinach and Sasha will be key in this match in this coming week, and obviously the forwards as well, because that is a very strong point for the Stormers. So I think Neetling Fixture will be back, but yeah, I think the forwards and then Sasha and Kobus Reinach.
I'm hoping for head-to-heads of Jack Van Poortvliet versus Kobus Reinach.
Yeah.
And actually, when you think about it, I suppose at England level, at international level, Alex Mitchell's probably going to start, given he's a British and Irish Lion at 9. But Kobus is like shooting for a starting position at scrum half for the box. So JVP, I wouldn't be surprised if he's coming back on the bench. He performed very well in England's summer tour against Argentina. And he's had up and downs with injuries and not always started for Leicester in this season because of those injuries, because of playing for England, etc., and the rest time that you need that's required from international rugby going back to club rugby. There is a tangible difference when JVP plays for Leicester at scrum half. He wants an England jersey, I think, and I feel like this competition will... Steve Borthwick will be watching, because there's a lot of Springbok players in the Stormers side, and there's a lot of up-and-coming talent in Leicester that Steve Borthwick will want to watch ahead of the Six Nations, I suppose. So another big name for me, and I know that he's in South Africa because I've seen him on his Instagram stories and other players' Instagram stories, is Emeka Ilione. This man is so impressive. He is a big guy that can play flanker and 8. He's also a medical student at the University of Nottingham, incredibly well-spoken, really fascinating story. And he has really made a statement when he comes onto the field. He returned against the Bayonne game after suffering a shoulder injury, which meant that he couldn't play in the Autumn Nations series. He scored a try, and he literally goes like this with the ball, like flings the ball into one of the south stands. And it's just like... To me, it makes me really proud because it shows how much Leicester means to him as a club. And when you're watching that as a supporter, it's a two-way thing. And I love watching the guys who are from the East Mids, who went to school there, who came through the academy system. They might have gone on loan to a championship side team, which is Nottingham, or sometimes they go out. Will Wand was at Coventry and then came over to Leicester Tigers. I wouldn't be surprised if he's starting in the centres this weekend due to injuries to Solomon Okata, Izzy Parisi. So Joe Woodward, Orlando Bailey and Will Wand are probably the big contenders. I think all of them have travelled out based on some Instagram stalking, but I'm not sure. Again, speculating about who I think will start, who won't be. But Emeka is a big standout player for me and probably one of the players to watch in 2026. I think England is very fortunate at the minute with their sport for choice with the back row. But Emeka is definitely in the conversation for starting both at club. Not necessarily country at the minute, but with Tom Willis moving over to France, he's signed with Bordeaux from Saracens. That opens the space up for another number 8. So I'm looking forward to watching Emeka play. But Billy Searle, Emeka Ilione and Gabriel Hamer-Webb, we signed him from Cardiff Rugby. He won an award with, I think, like the youngest up-and-coming star in the URC last year. So when we signed him, we were all like, we've got some good wingers. Adam Radwan out of the question. I think he's got an ankle injury. So I think it'll be Hamer-Webb on one wing with Ollie Hassel-Collins on the other. Ollie Hassel-Collins is probably a bit more agile, a bit more of a runner. Hamer-Webb is a bigger ball carrier, more of a power winger, I would say. I'm looking forward to watching him play and how he matches up against the Stormers backline.
So, what is your prediction? Is what I want to know.
See, the thing is, if Radwan was here, I would have said Radwan scores a try. Like easy, but he's not here, so I can't say the easy option. I think, given the DNA of Leicester traditionally being like in the 2000s and even in the 2010s, they were a team that were a forward pack team. under Jeff Parling and with the style that Billy and the wingers can play, we're playing a mixture now of probably what I would say is, I love a scrum. I love when our forwards carry hard, but I am seeing now a lot more fast-flowing rugby, popping up the space. I think we'll see some really great line breaks. I would like to say Billy Searle as a try, because I think he's the high-flying stock in the Gallagher Premier at the minute. And you know what? I would love to see him in an England shirt. I think it would be amazing. But the matchup between him and Sasha, if they both start, that is probably the thing I'm most excited for. I think it'll be a close game. I'm obviously going to back my team. I think Tigers can win it, but I don't think they will progress that far in the Champions Cup. I hate to say that. I actually hope we do what Bath Rugby did last year and end up dropping down to the Challenge Cup, progress all the way through and get silverware. Because I think that's really doable. I think with where they are as a squad at the minute, getting to the further stages of the Champions Cup may be a little bit out of the question, but I don't know, maybe I'll be surprised. I think both teams will get bonus points. I think it will be a high-scoring game. But I'm saying to score tries, if they're selected, Ollie Hassel-Collins, Billy Searle, Emeka, and Jamie Bellmeyer. I know he's here. He will probably start as hooker for Tigers.
Interesting. So Tigers win.
Tigers win.
Okay, so I will also be starting with predictions in terms of who will be scoring tries. So I think Evan Roos will score from a maul try.
Yeah.
And I think Kobus Reinach will score an individual
sniping try.
Yeah,
I can see that.
And I do think it will be a high-scoring game. Both teams like running the ball, so I can definitely see that happening. And I'm also hoping for that to happen, because I think then the match will be super entertaining for the both of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's also a very nice time of the day. So the match is at 5 SA time.
Not too hot.
Yeah, so it's going to be very nice. Hopefully the wind isn't too bad. It makes it really, really difficult for kickers. I don't think people understand how bad the wind is.
Yeah,
and you could tell 2 weeks ago when the Bulls played the Stormers, I think Andre missed 3 kicks. Sasha
and it was a very low scoring game as well.
Yeah, so the wind made it very difficult for the kickers. So really hoping for minimal wind, lots of tries.
Lots of tries.
Couple
of scrums.
Yeah, scrums.
I'd love to see a couple of scrums, yeah.
Tash loves a scrum.
I'm a Tigers fan.
South
of course
Africans
I love
the scrum.
Yeah.
So we're hoping to see that. And Sharks, if you see me Saturday with Stormers merch and shouting Stormers and just close your eyes. Like you didn't see anything. Yeah.
At this point, it's South Africa versus England.
Yeah.
This is how we're seeing it.
Yeah.
Hence the merch.
Yeah.
No, you will always be a Sharks fan. You're wearing black.
Yeah. Exactly. So, but I will be supporting the Stormers as if it's the last thing that I do. So yeah, I'll be a Stormer supporter for the day. I can't wait.
Don't take that out of context, guys.
Yeah, please don't. But yeah, I'll be supporting the Stormers Saturday, and I think the Stormers will win. Not going to give a prediction. I think it's going to be a close match, high scoring, and yeah. I'm just hoping that the vibe is nice. Please bring the energy. It's going to be Tash's first match, so we need as much energy, as much good music, as much friendly faces as possible, because we want to make it as enjoyable as possible for first experience.
Look, I can't wait. We've met so many people so far in and around Cape Town and Stellenbosch, and we've mentioned we're going to the rugby at the weekend, and some of the amazing conversations with people we've met from just mentioning about watching rugby, doing this podcast, loving rugby, like it goes a long way with how many people you meet. And something that's shone for me and it's been so clear is how much rugby means to people over here. I mean, rugby means a lot to the people that support it over in England, but football is so huge in England with the Premier League and the Championship and so on. But rugby here, it's one of those things where we've heard some really great stories from different people, including one guy who we met at a Stellenbosch wine farm who had previously been a foreign correspondent, living in London, done 3 Springbok tours. An incredible man. Taught us a lot about bonsai trees too.
Yeah.
So you don't know who you'll meet through this sport, and obviously we've got our preferences of who we prefer to win, but at the end of the day, I think we're both excited for an amazing atmosphere and an amazing game of rugby.
Yeah, I think for us, like, we have a big passion for rugby. So I think to us, it's just about soaking in the atmosphere. To Tash, it's exploring a stadium in a different country.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, I think both of us are just excited to watch a live game together, because that's something obviously we haven't done. So, and yeah, you'll get ready to see a lot of reaction videos from us.
Lots of reaction videos.
And yeah, I think something that I said to Tash when she posted her Glasgow Warriors reaction video when they won the final was, I literally messaged her and I was like, I'm so happy that we watch rugby the same way, because we both scream and shout, and like we both really support our team. So for example, if I go to Loftus, I don't care if I'm the only Shark supporter there, I will support them. And I think that's probably going to be the same for Tash on Saturday. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to the experience. I think the experience is going to be very nice.
Absolutely.
The DHL Stadium is also not a hostile environment. It's a very welcoming environment for any team, whether it be the Bulls, Sharks, an overseas team. And I think that's something that's, like, as a first-time experience, you'd probably want it to be at the DHL Stadium and not necessarily at Loftus.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, everyone we've interacted with from Stormers have been amazing. And the players were great when I met them. Any members of staff I've dealt with so far have been amazing. And I suppose Cape Townians, they've been so friendly, so welcoming.
It's the accent.
It's the accent. One guy did say, don't worry, I think you're very authoritative with your accent. I was like, thank you. What can I say?
If we want to get shit done,
bring a Brit, I guess, maybe. I don't think I've been that bad as a Brit abroad, but we will be chopping the odd beer or two.
I mean, we'll see. I am still trying to split the G successfully.
If you have any tips for how we can both split the G, I think it's 3 biggish sips now to do it. But if you have any tips, let us know.
Yeah, but send it to me, because like I'm very competitive.
The first time we didn't do very well. Tonight we're going to be doing for a second time, and if we don't do it, third time lucky, and we'll see what happens. But we are also going to be doing who downs a beer the quickest. Is it going to be the English woman or the South African? Let us know your thoughts down below. But that's it for now on her side of the Ruck. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. It's been so great with you being with us and us being together.
Oh yeah.
Signing off from Cape Town, everybody.
Signing off
Take
from
care.
Cape Town. Bye.
Bye.